If you bought an NVIDIA RTX card anytime in the last few years, you also bought a software bundle nobody told you about. Real tools, not trials. The kind people rent every month. A noise canceller, people pay $96 a year for. A 4K recorder, people pay 40 for. A video upscaler, people now rent for $299 a year. All sitting inside the card you already own, switched off. And here is the twist that made me build this video. The blog lists recommending these tools are full of corpses. NVIDIA quietly killed two of its most famous freebies. And articles ranking in search are still pushing them this week. So I checked everything against NVIDIA's own pages. This week, June 2026. What is alive, what it replaces, what it really requires. And the fine print nobody reads out loud. 9 tools made the cut. 2 are dead, and 1 is a zombie. Still downloadable. Frozen for almost 3 years. By the end, you will know exactly which switches to flip tonight and which famous names to skip. And if your card is Team Red or Team Blue instead, stay to the end because there is a footnote for you too. Let's price the rental side first because these numbers changed recently. Krisp, the noise cancelling app, their core plan runs $96 a year, billed annually. $16 a month if you pay monthly. VCam, virtual backgrounds without a green screen, $48 a year. Bandicam, the screen recorder, $37 a year. Adobe's podcast voice enhancer, about $100 a year. And the big one, Topaz, the famous AI video upscaler, used to be a one-time purchase. Last fall, they killed perpetual licenses. It is now $299 every single year. Stack those and you are somewhere between $180 and $580 a year, depending on how many you rent. Now, I am going to be straight with you, the way thumbnails on this topic usually are not. The free tools in your GPU do not replace all of that perfectly. One of them has a catch so big that most videos hide it completely. I will read every catch out loud. But the strict, defensible math still lands around $180 a year of full replacements and up to $580 if the partial ones cover your use case. That is the price. Here is the rule. One rule and 2 gates before the list. The rule. Everything in this video is free because of the silicon you already bought. NVIDIA ships these tools to sell more GPUs, which means your RTX card is the subscription. You just paid it once, upfront, and unlike a subscription, it holds resale value. Gate 1. Windows. Every consumer tool on this list is Windows only. If you are on a Mac, this video is not for you. And I would rather tell you that in minute 3 than waste your evening. Gate 2. Generations. Most of these run on any RTX card, 20 series or newer. A few want a 3060 or better. Exactly one big feature is locked to the 40 and 50 series, and I will flag it loudly when we get there. I will also call out VRAM, where it matters. And the filter, I only kept tools that NVIDIA's own pages confirm are alive and updated as of this month. 2 famous names failed that filter, and they get their own funeral in the middle of this video. Tool number 1 is the one that kills the most subscriptions. NVIDIA Broadcast. One app, and it is the single biggest subscription killer on this list. It cancels your mic noise, your speaker noise, and your room echo in real time, unlimited, which is exactly what Krisp charges $96 a year for. It removes or replaces your webcam background with no green screen, which is what VCam charges $48 a year for. And version 2.2, which shipped this month, took studio voice out of beta. That filter makes a cheap mic sound studio grade. The job Adobe charges about 100 a year for. Except Broadcast does it live, not in post. Requirements: any RTX card from the 2060 up. Studio Voice and the new virtual key light want a 3060 desktop card or better. Now the catches out loud. In independent tests, heavy typing can make your voice sound briefly underwater, and Krisp has the same weakness. On a laptop, running it on the GPU costs real battery, so treat it as a desk tool. And the famous eye contact filter, the one that makes you look at the camera. Reviewers literally called it terrifying. It works right up until it becomes an unblinking stare. Try it, but watch a recording of yourself before you trust it on a client call. Tool 2: the recorder. The NVIDIA app, the one that replaced GeForce Experience, ships with ShadowPlay built in. Manual recording up to 8K at 30 frames or 4K HDR at 120. And instant replay, which is always quietly recording. So you press one hotkey and the last 30 seconds are saved. The clip you could never recreate, captured after it happened. Because it runs on the dedicated encoder chip on your card, the performance hit is close to nothing. That is Bandicam's $37 a year, gone. And unlike the old GeForce experience, login is optional now. The catches: there is a hard bitrate ceiling around 130 megabits, and users report the real cap sits lower at 1080p, so maximum quality. Archival recording still belongs to OBS. No scenes, no overlays, no plugins, so streamers still want OBS too. And to be fair, OBS uses the very same encoder chip on your card. One more honesty line. If you were eyeing Camtasia, ShadowPlay replaces the recording half, not the editing half, so I am not counting that money. For gameplay, tutorials, and clean capture, flip it on tonight. Tool 3. And this is the one where every other video hides the catch. RTX Video Super Resolution. Flip one switch and your card upscales and deblocks every video you watch in Chrome, Edge, Firefox, or VLC. Old 720p uploads, compressed conference streams, blocky sports feeds, cleaned up toward 4K in real time. Its sibling, RTX Video, HDR, converts standard video to HDR10 on an HDR display. People compare this to Topaz, the upscaler that now costs $299 a year. So here is the catch. Read slowly. Super resolution is watch only. There is no export button. It enhances pixels on their way to your screen, and it cannot save a single upscaled frame to disk. The only way to export with this technology is inside paid editors that license NVIDIA's SDK like DaVinci Resolve Studio. So if you restore footage for clients, keep Topaz, you still need it. But if, like most people, you mostly watch video at your desk, you just stopped needing the subscription you were about to buy. That distinction is the difference between an honest recommendation and a thumbnail. Works on any RTX card, 20 series and up. Now the funeral, because this is the part the listicles will not tell you. Grave 1. ChatRTX, NVIDIA's local chatbot that reads your own files. Articles are still recommending it this month. It is dead. NVIDIA deprecated it on January 21st this year, archived the code on GitHub, and locked the forum. That is not a rumor. It is posted on NVIDIA's own developer forum. Grave 2, the Omniverse launcher, the consumer doorway into NVIDIA's 3D platform. Deprecated last October. Omniverse itself lives on, but as a developer kit on GitHub, not a free app you click and install. And then the zombie. NVIDIA Canvas, the famous app that turns doodles into landscapes. The download still works today. I checked the actual installer. But that file has not been touched since October 2023, and Canvas is quietly delisted from NVIDIA's own Studio Hub. Fun to play with. Just do not build anything on abandonware. Here is why this matters beyond trivia. Every name in this graveyard is still sitting in search results, in lists that never say when they were verified. If a list does not tell you its date, it is recycling 2024. Everything still ahead of us passed the check this week. So, what replaced ChatRTX? Tool 4 Project G Assist. The most underrated thing NVIDIA ships right now. It is a small language model that runs entirely on your card, inside the NVIDIA app. Press Alt G and you can ask it to optimize a game's settings. Chart your frame rate, your temperatures, your latency, tune your fan curves, or just explain what a setting actually does. Nothing goes to the cloud. No subscription, no account. And last summer, NVIDIA cut its memory requirement in half. So it now runs on any RTX card with 6 gigabytes of VRAM or more. Voice commands need a 30 series card or newer. There is even a plugin hub, and G Assist installs plugins for you when you ask in plain English. Spotify control, Discord, Stream Deck integration. The honest framing. This one does not kill a specific subscription. What it replaces is the hour of forum digging every GPU owner eventually does, and it is the clearest sign of where this is all going. Free AI living inside the driver. If you tried it at launch and it felt heavy, that old 12 gigabyte requirement is gone. Try it again. Tool 5, the gaming one, and it carries the strictest hardware gate on the list. NVIDIA. Smooth motion. Driver level frame generation. One toggle in the NVIDIA app, and your card inserts AI generated frames into almost any DirectX 11, DirectX 12, or Vulkan game, including games that never added DLSS support. Benchmarks show it close to doubling perceived frame rate. Gamers pay $7 on Steam for an app called Lossless Scaling to do this. Your driver now does it free. The gate, loudly. 40 and 50 series cards only. It launched on the 50s and reached the 40s last August. If you are on a 20 or 30 series card, lossless scaling remains the $7 answer. And it is genuinely good. The catches. Generated frames do not reduce input lag. Your clicks still land on real frames. So keep it away from competitive shooters. And because the driver cannot see the game's interface separately, fast-moving HUD elements can smear. Single-player games, controller games, capped frame rates, that is where it shines. And while you are in there, DLSS 4's upgraded Super Resolution model works on every RTX generation back to the 20 series, and the app can force the new model per game. 4 quick ones to round out the stack, all verified alive. RTX Remix, a free open source platform that remasters classic games with path traced lighting, mod tools included. Studio drivers, same download page you already use. A stability tested branch of the driver built for Premiere, Resolve, and Blender. Most creator crash fixes are one drop-down away, and it costs nothing. ICAT, NVIDIA's image and video comparison tool. Drag 2 clips in, wipe a slider between them, the fastest way to actually see whether a setting matters. And FrameView, a benchmarking overlay that logs frame rate and power draw, and it works on AMD and Intel cards too. Which brings me to the footnote I promised. Team Red, AMD's FSR4 upscaling, is free and excellent, and version 4.1 reaches RX 7000 cards next month. The Adrenaline drivers also include a free noise suppression feature. Team Blue, Intel's XESS frame generation, now runs on other vendors' GPUs too, including older RTX cards, which is a genuine gift to 30 series owners. Because the real point of this video is not that NVIDIA is generous. It is that the software you already paid for, whoever made your card, is probably switched off. One bonus that needs no GPU at all, then the honest math. NVIDIA's API catalog at build.nvidia.com gives you free API access to over 100 hosted models: Llama, Nemotron, DeepSeek, Qwen, all on an OpenAI compatible endpoint. No credit card, no expiry, rate limited to roughly 40 requests a minute. Older articles mention free credits that run out. That system is gone. NVIDIA staff confirmed it is pure rate limits now. The license is for prototyping, not production. So treat it as a free lab for building and testing agents, not a free bill cut. Now, the verdict: strict math, full replacements only. Broadcast kills Krisp and VCam. ShadowPlay kills Bandicam. That is about $180 a year, real and defensible. Loose math: if the partial replacements fit your use case, watch only upscaling instead of Topaz, Studio Voice instead of Adobe's Enhancer, and you are near 580 a year. And here is the one sentence that survives fact checking. If you own an RTX card and currently pay for any of these 5 jobs: noise removal, backgrounds, recording, upscaling for watching, or frame generation, you are paying twice. Flip the switches first. Keep a subscription only where the catch I read you actually bites. Everything verified in this video is in one free PDF, the RTX Vault. Every tool with its exact requirements, the generation gates, the VRAM lines, every catch read out loud, the graveyard list. So you stop clicking dead links, and the strict versus loose savings math. Comment the word RTX and I will send it straight to you. If killing your software bills is the mission, the 2 videos on screen right now are the rest of this series: the free AI video stack and the GitHub repos that should cost thousands. Deep dives live here on YouTube, so subscribe. Bite-sized drops are on Instagram at Hyper Automation Labs. Your card came with the software. Tonight, you switch it on.